Ndasya Yananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखामृतांश नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। So welcome to the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu Southern Division. We have been in the last few classes discussing the qualities of Krishna, which is the Vishaya Alamban, and each of the qualities Rupa Goswami is giving a definition, and then he is also giving scriptural quotations for the same. So up till now, we have discussed 39 qualities. And I mentioned even in the last few classes how important it is that we repeatedly study these qualities of Krishna and meditate upon each of these qualities. And that's like a sadhana for us. And by doing so, uh, we will start appreciating, having more gratitude, and developing more devotion to Krishna. So it is very important that we study this. Just like the 64 angas of devotion is the most important, and Rupa Goswami there also defines these 64 angas and gives scriptural quotations. Here also is doing the same thing. So today we will begin from the 40th quality. Another 24 are remaining from here. So which will take another few classes. Prema Vashaha. प्रियत्व मात्र वश्यो यह प्रेम वश्यो भवेत असो. He who is controlled only by affection, priyatva matra vasho yah, is controlled by love. Prema vasho bhavet aso. His only Krishna is controlled by pure affection. Now, this pure affection is coming from the soul. Please remember that. Now, Jiva Goswami's commentary is very short, but Prabhupada gives a quite detailed commentary. He is controlled not by service or other elements, but by love. Yata Shri Dashami. And the scriptural proof Jiva Goswami gives in the next verse is from the 10th canto. Sakyu priyasya viprarusher anga sangati nivritah prito vyamunchat ad advindun netrabhyam pushkare kshana. The 10th canto, Yathashi Dashame, example. The lotus-eyed Supreme Lord felt intense ecstasy. Netrabhyam pushkarena ikshakaha. Ikshana. Ikshana means, the eyes were pushkar. Pushkar means a lot. And netrabhyam refers to Bahuvachan. So from both his eyes, there was intense ecstasy out of love. And in that love, was manifested in the form of tears. Upon touching the body, Anga Sangati Nirvritah. So that intense affection was felt by touching the body of his dear friend Sakyu Priyasya, the wise Brahmana Viprasya, and thus he shed tears of love. Prito Vyamunchad Advindun. Advindun. So he shed tears of love. Now Prabhupada clarifies this. Controlled by love. Krishna becomes obliged to the loving spirit of the devotee and not exactly to the service rendered. Now, this is a very interesting thing for us to know that Krishna is obliged by the loving spirit of the devotee and not exactly service. But till today, we heard that Krishna is controlled by service, and service means love. But here there is something deeper being mentioned. The loving attitude, that is more important. You know. So here Prabhupada says, no one can serve Krishna completely. So, how can you control Krishna by service attitude? Because you cannot serve Krishna completely. He is so complete and self-sufficient that he has no need of any service from the devotee. Because he is complete and self-sufficient, there is no need of service. So how can, through service, you can control Krishna? Because Krishna doesn't need any service. It is the devotee's attitude of love and affection for Krishna that makes him obliged. So it is the attitude of love and affection which we show. Sneha. Sneha is pure affection of the soul. A very nice example of this obligatory behavior was manifested when Sudama Vipra went to Krishna's palace. Sudama Vipra had been a class friend of Krishna's, and due to his poverty, he was induced by his wife to see Krishna to request some aid. When Sudama Vipra reached Krishna's palace, Krishna received him very well, and both he and his wife washed the feet of Sudama Vipra, showing respect to the Brahmana. Remembering his loving affairs with Sudama in their childhood, Krishna began to shed tears while receiving him. So this is that example. Now he gives another scriptural quotation. Yatha va tatreva swamatu svingatraya visrast karah kavar shrajah दृष्ट्वा परिश्रमं कृष्ण कृपायासित स्वबंधने. 10th canto. This is from the Damodar Leela. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, Swamatu, her whole body became covered with perspiration. Svinna Gatraya, and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. Virasta Ka Vara Shraja. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, Društva Parishramam Krishna, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. Kripaya Sit Swa Bandhane. So, out of pure affection and love, Krishna became bound not by the rope, but by the affection of Mother Yashoda. By the affection of Mother Yashoda's pure love. This is given as an example of extreme control of Krishna by extreme love. That's it. Jiva Goswami's one-line commentary. Prabhupada. Another instance of Krishna's obligation to his devotees described in the 10th canto, 9th chapter, verse 18 of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sukadeva Goswami tells King Parikshit, my dear king, when Mother Yashoda was perspiring, tired of trying to bind Krishna up with a rope, Krishna agreed to allow her to bind him. Krishna as a child was disturbing his mother by his naughty activities and she wanted to bind him up. Mother Yashoda brought some rope from the house and tried to tie up the child, but she could not tie a knot due to the shortness of the rope. She tied together many ropes, but when she finished, still the rope was too short. After a while, she felt very tired and began to perspire. At that time, Krishna agreed to be bound up by his mother. In other words, no one can bind Krishna by any means other than love. He is bound only by obligation to his devotees because of their ecstatic love for him. This is a very beautiful Prema Vasha. So, any questions you have about Prema Vasha up till now, what we have discussed? Yes, Birendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Bro, just one clarification. This uh, Eastern Division first wave verse for the Sri Krishna Akarshani, there's a reference
Yes,
was 1.1.42. This also
correct.
can be taken as a reference in this
Yes,
context.
yes, definitely, definitely. Sri Krishna, Krishna is controlled by his devotee, controlled by love. So that is the quality, and it is only the Prema Bhakti, Prema Bhaktas who can do that. So it is not for sadhakas. And that's why this quality of Sri Krishna Akarshani manifest only in the Prema stage. A lot old, sorry, not only, not also in, it doesn't appear in the stage of Bhava also, what to speak. So only it's Prema, controlled by pure love. You have to have pure Prema for that. And then only he can be controlled. That's the point.
Right. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, so we'll go to next quality, quality 41. Sarva Shubhankarah. Sarvesham Hitakari Yah Sa Syad Sarva Shubhankarah. Sah he who works for the benefit of all living beings. Sarvesham Hitakari Yah is called the benefactor of all. Syad Sarva Shubhankara. Yatha. Again, this is from the Bhagavatam. Krita Kritartamunayo Vinode Kalashanae Kakila Dharmikascha Dharmikascha Vapurvi Mardena Khalascha Yuddhe Nakasya Patyam Harina Vedyahi. He gave benefit to the sages by display of his qualities manifested in Dwarka. Kritartha Munoyo Vinodaya. He gave benefit to the followers Dharma by destroying the wicked. Khala Shaneekakhila Dharmikascha. He gave success to the rascals by killing them in the battle. Vapur Vimardena Khalastu Yuddhe. To whom did Krishna not benefit? Na Kasya Patyam Harina Vedai. So everyone he benefited to the, you know, to the Khala. Khala means those who are demons, to the dharmic followers and to the sages. Everyone he benefited. Jiva Goswami. This is a statement of Uddhav after Krishna's disappearance from the earth. Maybe it is there in the third canto, I think. The sages who took pleasure in the Atma being liberated received benefit from the display of Lord qualities manifested in Dwarka. The following verse illustrates this. Atma Ramasya Munayo Nirgrantyahaप्युरुक्रमे Kurvantyahitukim Bhaktim Ittam Bhuta Guno Harihi. All different varieties of Atmarams who take pleasure in the Atma, spirit self, especially those established in the path of self-realization, Atmaram Shamunyo, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, Nirgantya Ap Urukrame, desire to render unalloyed service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Korvantya Heitukim Bhaktim. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including liberated souls. Ittam Bhuta Guno Hari. Prabhupada. A person who is always engaged in auspicious welfare activities for everyone is known as all auspicious. Sarva Shubhankara. After the disciplines of Lord Krishna from this planet, Uddhava began to remember the activities of Lord and said Krishna satisfied all sages by his wonderful pastimes. He demolished all the demonic activities of the cruel royal order, protected all the pious men, and killed all cruel fighters on the battlefield. Therefore, he is all auspicious for all men. Then pratapi. Pratapi paurushadbudha shatrutapi prasiddhi bhak. One who is famous for prasiddhi bhak, inflicting pain on the enemy with astonishing valor. Paurush, Paurusha Adbhuta Shatru Tapi. Adbhuta, astonishing valor, not normal, it should be astonishing valor, is called glorious, an effulgent person. Pratapi. Tap means to inflict pain. And anyone knows in the Bhagavad Gita, this this is one of the names addressed by uh, Arjuna is addressed by this name. Anyone knows what is the name? Anyone knows? Okay, let us see. One hand has been raised. Okay, Birendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, it is Parantapa.
Yes, it is there, Parantapa. So here it is there. Klaibyam mam sma gama partha naitattvaya upabadyate shudram hriday dorbalyam pratto uttishta Parantapa. Oh, Parantapa. Oh, chastiser of enemies. Paran tapayati iti Parantapa. Paran means others. Tapayati, one who inflicts pain upon others, is called as a Parantapa. So Krishna is addressing Arjuna as Parantapa. So this is a very famous uh, verse where it is, uh, and then there is, famous that Sakalena Mahata Yoga Nashta Parantapa. Parantapa means it gets destroyed. So that also it means Tekta Uttishta Parantapa. And then again it is there. Again it is addressed in the fourth chapter, fifth verse. I'll show that. Somebody has sent. Yes, yes, excellent. Fourth chapter, fifth verse. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tan aham veda sarvani natvam veta parantapa. Parantapa. Again, parantapa has been addressed. I think, I don't recollect, but even Krishna also is, yeah, Parantapa again, Sakalena Parantapa, oh, subduer of enemies. Um, okay, again it is there. Shreyan Dravya Maya Jnana Yagya Parantapa. Oh, many times Krishna has addressed Arjuna as Parantapa. Yeah, I thought only few, but here I'm seeing that it is there. This is there in 4.33 also. And then Sarge Yanti Parantapa 9.27 also. O conqueror of enemies. So that also means the same. Then it is Ashaddadhana Purusha Dharmasyasya Parantapa, subduer of or killer of enemies. Parantapa. There also it is there. But I'm looking for if whether Nantosti Mama Divyanam Vibhutinam Parantapa. Oh, many times Krishna has addressed Arjuna as Parantapa. It comes at least Pravishtum cha Parantapa, subduer of enemies. Bhaktya Tvanani Shakya. Yes, here also it is there. And in the 18th chapter, Brahmana Shatram Visham Shudranam cha Parantapa. Subduer of enemies. Yeah. So at least 6 to 8 times I feel that it is there. So paran tapayati iti parantapa. Paran means others, tapayati. One who gives, inflicts pain is called as a parantapa. So Krishna also does that, but what? In astonishing valor. So that nobody can, you know, uh, uh, come close to Krishna like that. With astonishing valor, he does that. यथा भवत परा प्रताप तपने भुवानां कृष्ण प्रतापयति घोरासुर गुहकानां शरणम अभुत kandara timiram. When you illuminate the world with your brilliancy, bhuvanam krishna pratapayati, which is like the sun. Bhavata pratapa tapane, the darkness of mountain caves. Kandara timiram becomes a shelter. Sharanam abhut, for the terrible demons who are like owls. Ghor asura guhakam. Pratapayati means he illuminates. The usage of the word tapi is found in such words as Narsimha Tapani Upanishads. Yeah, there is Tapi, Narsimha Tapani Upanishads. There are many Upanishads. There is the Gopala Tapani Upanishads. Upanishads which reveals Narsimha. So Narsimha Tapi. But what does the word Tapi mean here? Let us see. In fact, Prakashayati is sometimes found instead of Pratapayati in this verse. Okay. So here Tapani is revealing the Upanishad which reveals Nrsingadev. So here Pratapi and Prakashayati both are same, having the same meaning. In verse 58, the Lord was defined as having power, Prabhava, because he has the demeanor of conquering all. Prabhava Sarvajit Sthiti. So this was also one of the qualities. The difference between Prabhava and Pratapi is that Pratapi means a person who is famous for his power over others. So that is the difference. Paran, over others, he's famous for his power over others. Okay, Prabhupada, most powerful. A person who can always put his enemy into calamities is called powerful. If he himself is powerful, that's different. But he exhibits his power over others and, puts them in difficulty, then that is a different quality, a little bit. That's the difference between Prabhava and Pratapi. When Krishna was present on this planet, just as the powerful sun drives all darkness to take shelter in caves, he drove away all his enemies who fled like owls to take shelter beyond his sight. That's it, one line. Kirtiman. Shadgunair nirmale khyatah kirtiman iti kriyate. A person who is famous for spotless good qualities, sadgunair nirmale khyatah, is called renowned. Spotless qualities, but a person who is famous for having spotless qualities. Just one line commentary. Yatha. Tvadyasha kumada bandhu kaumudi shubhra bhavam abhito nayantyapi nandanandana katam nu nirmame krishna bhava kalilam jagatrayam. O son of Nanda Nandana, since the light of the moon of your good qualities, Tvad Yasha Kumuda Bandhu Kaumudi, has already turned everything radiant white. Shubhra Bhavam Abhito Nayantyapi, how can it make Katam Nu Nirmame, the world thick with Krishna Prem? Krishna Bhava Kalilam Jagat Trayam. Krishna also means darkness. O son of Nanda, since the light of the moon of your good qualities has already turned everything white, how can it make the world thick with Krishna Prem? So it has some kavya meaning, I think. Let us see what Prabhupada is to say. All famous. A person who becomes well known due to his spotless character is called famous. It is stated that the diffusion of Krishna's fame is like moonshine, which turns darkness into light. In other words, if Krishna consciousness is preached all over the world, the darkness of ignorance and the anxiety of material existence will turn into the whiteness of purity, peacefulness, and prosperity. So, here is something additional insight which Prabhupada is giving based on Krishna's quality, that by preaching Krishna consciousness, the darkness will be taken away and whiteness in the form of purity, peacefulness, prosperity will come in. Yathava Lalita Madhave. There is one more example from the Lalit Madhav. O Damodar Krishna Damodar, when Naradena, playing his Veena, Tena Veenaya, began to sing your glories, Geete Yashasi, Parvati, Girija, not seeing the blue color on his throat, Shamam Apreksham Kantam, left Shiva's abode, Bhita Rudram Tyajati. Balram, seeing his blue cloth turn white, Shubram Društva Vasanam Neelavasa, gave it up in astonishment. Shupati Vismito and the excited cowherd women, Abiri Kotka, seeing the blue water of the Yamuna turn white, Yami Neeram began to churn it. Shra Payati, thinking it was milk, Shiram Matva. So, this is all the effect which happens. This is a playful image according to poetic usage rather than a description of actual image events. So, this is a poetic way of explaining. However, on hearing the glories of Krishna, Parvati does lose interest in Shiva, Balram loses interest in his cloth, and the cowherd women begin churning the Yamuna in ecstasy. Instead of Abhi Riktokta, excited cowherd women, there is an alternative version, Abhi Ramaha, cowherd woman. So both, I think, have the same meaning. Prabhupada. When the great sage Narad was chanting the glories of the Lord, the bluish line on the neck of Lord Shiva disappeared. Upon seeing this, Gauri, the wife of Lord Shiva, suspected Lord Shiva of being someone else disguised as her husband. And out of fear, she immediately left his company. So, this is what the effect of Krishna happens. Upon hearing the chanting of Krishna's name, Balram saw that his and it is said that Lord Shiva took his Trishul, and in this region of the Himalayas, he shot his Trishul, and there were three holes from where the water came in. And that water, when he drank, he got pacified, and the poisonous effect was gone. So that place is called as the Gosai Kund, which is there in the Nepal in the Himalayas. Since the context here was about uh, Neelakanta, so I just remembered this pastime, which is the famous holy place here in Nepal called as the Gosai Kund. In other words, everything becomes white and pure. So again, Prabhupada is repeatedly emphasizing, you know, that, uh, by practicing Krishna consciousness and preaching Krishna consciousness will and well documented Dandavats, or I don't know, but it had been circulating for many years that we know that country like Taiwan is very, very, people are not so much favorable to taking up Krishna consciousness. And there was a devotee who left the body, and there the bodies are not buried or cremated, but they are put in an electric oven. And when this devotee's body was taken inside the electric oven, the persons who operate the oven, when they removed the tray back, they saw that the whole ash was white, and they were shocked. He said, for so many years we have been operating here, whichever ashes come out, they're black. But this person, what was he doing that his ashes were white? They said that he was chanting Hare Krishna. So they also started chanting Hare Krishna. They understood. So that means we can understand that as we chant the Hare Krishna Mahan Mantra, the sins are all eradicated, which are compared to black, and everything will start becoming white. So Prabhupada is repeatedly emphasizing this here in his purpose. Okay. Rakta Lokah. Patram Lokanuraganam Rakta Lokam Vidur Buddha. The intelligents say, Vidur Buddha, that the person who is the object of attraction for all people, Patram Lokanuraganam, is called attractive to people. Rakta Lokam. Rak, Rakta here doesn't mean, for your kind information, red, but Anurakta, attachment. It means that. Okay, so let us see the scriptural quotation for this. Yata Pratame. Yarhi ambujaksha pashasar bho bhavan kurun vat suridridikshaya tatrabd koti pratima shano bhavet ravim vinakshnor ivanastvaya. So these are the Dwarkavasis, Krishna from Hastinapur after Kunti Maharani's prayers and Bhishma departing, and Bhishma hearing the instructions of Yudhishthira, he takes leave of the Pandavas. So departure from Hastinapur is there, and then arrival at Dwarka. So when Krishna just arrives at the presence of Dwarka, he blows his conch shell, and immediately the Dwarkavasis who were lifeless, they come back to life and they start glorifying Krishna. So those prayers, one of these prayers are there. O lotus-eyed one, Ambujaksha, whenever you go away, Yarhi Pashasar Bho Bhavan, to Vrindavan or Hastinapur, Kuru Madun Yat Vatha, to meet your friends and relatives. Surid Dikshaya, every moment of your absence seems like a million years. Tatra Abda Koti Pratima Shano Bhavet. One Shana becomes like a million years. Oh, infallible one, Achyuta. At that time, we become bewildered. Nastava, like just like eyes become bewildered when bereft of sun. Ravim, Vina Akshnor Iva. Vina means without. Akshwa means the eyes. Okay, Jiva Goswami. Not only does a moment seem like a million years, but just as the eyes without the sun are bewildered, so we, na, who are your servants, Tava, are bewildered without you. One line puppet. Popular. Any person who is very dear to people in general is called a popular man. As for Krishna's popularity, there is a statement from the first canto, 11th chapter, verse 9 of Srimad Bhagavatam, which deals with his returning home from the capital of Hastinapur. I told this. While he had been absent from Dwarka at the Battle of Kurukshetra, all the denizens, citizens of Dwarka had become morose. Then, when he returned, the citizens joyfully received him and said, Dear Lord, while you were absent from the city, we passed our days in the darkness of the night. As in the darkness of the night, every moment appears to be a long duration of time. So while you were gone, every moment appeared to us like millions of years. Your separation is completely unbearable to us. This statement shows how popular Krishna was all over the country. Yathava, another example. When Krishna entered the arena of Kamsa, the sages uttered blessings of victory, victory, victory. Ashis Tatya Jaya Jaya Jayati Aviraste Muninam. The Devtas uttered sweet song of praise. Devasheni Stuti Kala Kalo Medura Pradurasti. Out of joy, Harsha, the women shouted loudly all around, Ghoshas Puranti Parito Nagarinam Gariyam. Who did not develop attraction for Krishna? Keva Bhuvi Haro Bijare Nanuragam at the sports arena, Rangasthala. So all were attracted to Krishna. Someone present at the arena speaks using repetition of the present tense to express himself briefly. By asking a question at the end of verse, this is instead of Bijare Nanuragam, who would not have attraction, the phrase Na Nuragam Bhajanti, who is not attracted also is formed. So there is different phrases, but the meaning remains the same. Prabhupada. A similar incident occurred when Krishna entered the arena of the sacrifice arranged by King Kamsa for his death. As soon as he entered the place, all the sages began to cry, Jai, 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 which means victory. Krishna was a boy at that time, and all the sages offered their respectful blessings to him. The demigods who were present also began to offer beautiful praise to Krishna, and the ladies and the girls present expressed their joy from all corners of the arena. In other words, there is no one in that particular place who with whom Krishna was not very popular, except Kamsa, but still that is also, Krishna's fame only. Sadhu Samashraya. Sad Eka Pakshapati Yah Sa Syad Sadhu Samashraya. He who has exclusive inclination to the devotees. Sad Eka Pakshapati Yah Sa is called the person who protects the devotees. Syad Sadhu Samashaya. So Krishna does a lot of politics, please remember, especially with his devotees. He does pakshapat. Please remember that. That's why, we should always hold devotees very dear because they are very dear to Krishna, whoever they may be, at whatever level of their practice of Krishna consciousness. And then what to speak of pure devotees. All are sadhus, and we should know that Krishna is, they are very dear to Krishna. Yatha. Purushottamam ched avatarishya भुवनेऽस्मिन् भवान् भुव शिवाय विकटासुर मण्डलान्न जाने सुजनानां भवतः का दशाविवश्यत्. O Supreme Person Purushottama, if you did not appear on this earth, Ched Avatirashyad Bhuvane Asmin Na Bhavan, to bestow auspiciousness, Bhuva Shivaya, I do not know, na jane, what condition would befall Bataka Dashaba Vishyat, the devotees Sujananam, from the prosecution of all, by all the fierce demons. Vikatasura Mandalan. So this is a glorification of Krishna. That Krishna Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya cha Dushkritam Dharma Samsthapanarthaya Sambhavami Yuge. Partiality to devotees. Although Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead and is therefore not partial to anyone, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita that he has special attraction for a devotee who worships his name in love and affection. So where in the Bhagavad Gita it is stated? Prabhupada is giving some additional insight, but where in the Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned that he is neutral to everyone, but he is partial to his devotees. Let us see who will answer this. Where it is mentioned. where it is mentioned. Anyone? Yes, Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, bro. Bro, it is uh, 9.29. Samoham sarvbhutesu na dvesti na me priya. Na bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite tischapyam.
Yeah. Samoham Sarvabhuteshu. I am equal to all. So here Krishna, when he says Samam Sarvabhuteshu, here he's telling in the feature of Paramatma. As a feature in the Paramatma, he's neutral. Ye bhajanti to bhaktya, then he's Bhagwan. As Bhagwan, he cannot maintain his neutrality. He is affectionate to his devotees. So that's the point. Okay. So this is 9.29. Please note it. When Krishna was on this planet, one devotee expressed his feeling in this way. My dear Lord, if you had not appeared on this planet, then the asuras, demons, and the atheists would have surely created havoc against the activities of the devotees. I cannot imagine the magnitude of such devastation prevented by your presence. From the very beginning of his appearance, Krishna was the greatest enemy of all demonic persons. Although Krishna's enmity towards the demons is actually comparable to his friendship with the devotees. This is because any demon who was killed by Krishna receives immediate salvation. Nari Gana Manohari. Nari Gana Manohari, Sundari, Vrinda, Mohana. A person who enchants a group of women by his very nature, Sundari, Vrinda, Mohana, is called an attractor of women. Nari Gana Manohari. Manohara. Krishna's one of the names is Manohara. Hara means to steal, Mana means the mind. You know, one who steals the mind of or attracts all women. So that's why Krishna is also called as Mohana. Madan Mohana. And Radharani is called as Madan Mohana Mohini. Krishna can attract, Radharani can attract even Krishna. So that is the quality of Srimati Radharani. Okay, Jiva Goswami. Just as the word Nari Gana Manohari indicates that attracting woman is his very nature with the ending E, Sundari Vrinda Mohana also indicates a person who by his very nature bewilders a group of beautiful women because of the ending Ana on Mohana. Ana is there, Mohana. Krishna has this special ability of attracting the woman because he possesses other qualities such as having a beautiful body. Sauramyanga, we had studied this is first quality by his very nature. So this is, because he has got a beautiful body also, he attracts all women. Thus, the woman of Vraja said, Krishnam Niriksha Vinitotsava Rupashilam. Krishna's beauty and character create a festival for all women. Nityutsava, Utsava, Nityutsava, Vanityutsava. The word Gana in the first phrase and Vrinda in the second phrase indicate a particular section of all women. So Gana means, group. Vrinda also means a group, but different. Uh, these terms have different meanings, but it all indicates group. Thus, there is no overextension of the statement to include those women not endowed with genuine love with genuine love of Krishna. Yata Shri Dashami Shruto Matrapiyah Strinam Prasa Akarshate Manah Urugayorugito Va Pashyantinam Chakim Puna. The Lord being glorified in countless ways, Urugayo Rugito Va forcibly attracts Prahasya Karshate, the minds of women, Strina Mana, who simply hear about him. Shuta Matro Piha, what to speak then, Kimpuna, if those women see him directly. Pashyati Tanam Cha. Just by, hearing they get attracted, then what to speak of seeing? This is from the 10th canto, 90th chapter. Here again, in mentioning women, it refers to the particular group of women. Since he is praised in many ways, Urugitaha, by these special devotees, Urugaya, he attracts the mind of these particular women. Then certainly he will attract their minds when he is seen by them. Yathava, another example. Oh Madhava, you are a magnet. Tvam chambuko si. And certain women, Nunam Angana Jati, are iron, Lohamahi. Whenever you wander in play, Yataha Kridaya Brahmasi, they run after you. Dhavati Tatas Tato. So the beautiful poetic comparison. Krishna is compared to the magnet, and all the women, you know, are compared to the iron filings, Lohamai. And wherever the magnet goes, the iron filings run after that. This verse clarifies his nature of attracting women by giving an analogy. The word Angana Jati refers to the particular group of women. Mohana comes from the word Muh. With the suffix ana, it becomes Mohana. This is something to do with Sanskrit, how the verbs, derivatives, uh, we derive the meanings. I'm not so familiar. Very attractive to all women, Prabhupada. Any person who has special qualifications becomes immediately very attractive to women. A devotee made the following statement about the queens of Dwarka. How shall I describe the glories of the queens of Dwarka who were personally engaged in the service of the Lord? The Lord is so great that simply by chanting his name, all the great sages like Narada can enjoy transcendental bliss. So, what can be said about those queens who were at every moment seeing the Lord and serving him personally? Krishna had 16,108 wives in Dwarka, and each and every one of them was attracted to Krishna just as iron is attracted by a magnet. There is a statement by a devotee, my dear Lord, you are just like a magnet, and all the damsels of Raja are just like iron. In whichever direction you are moving, they are following you as iron is attracted by magnetic force. Prabhupada is quoting both the verses together and he's summarizing it. Okay, Sarva Aradhya. Sarvesham Agrapujyo Yah Sarva Aradhya Uchate. He who should be worshipped before all others. Sarvesham Agra Puja. Yahasa is called all worshipable. Sarva Aradhya Uchate. So this is the famous, of course, this is not the picture of the Rajasuya Yagya where the Agra Puja was first given to Krishna. But it's a very similar picture. Maybe this picture is of Dwarka, where all the demigods, you can see Shiva is there, Brahma is there, all the Devatas, Kinnaras, are all glorifying Krishna. They're worshipping Krishna in one sense. So in the Rajasuya ceremony, Krishna was given the Agra Puja. And there Shashupal became very jealous and envious and he started blaspheming Krishna. So everyone there, unanimously agreed that it is Krishna who should be first worshipped. So that is one of the qualities, Sarva Aradhya. Yatha Pratame. Okay, the example is of the same Rajasuya. At the Rajasuya Yagya sacrifice performed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, Sadasi Yudhishthira Rajasuya Mesham, there was the greatest assembly of all the elite men of the world, the royal and the learned scholars, Muni Gana Nripa Varya Sankule Antaha. And in that great assembly, Lord Krishna was worshipped by one and all as the most exalted personality of Godhead. Arhanam Upapeda Ikshaniyo. This happened during my presence, Mama Drishi, and I remember the incident in order to keep my mind upon the Lord. Gochara Esha Avir Atma. So this is from Bhishma's prayers, first canto, 9th chapter. All worshipable. A person who is respected and worshipped by all kinds of human beings and demigods is called Sarva Aradhya or all worshipable. Lord Krishna is worshipped not only by all living entities, including the great demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, but also by Vishnu expansions, forms of Godhead such as Baldev and Shesha. So even the Vishnu expansions worship Krishna. Baldev is the direct expansion of Krishna, but still he accepts Krishna as worshipable. So this is, you know, there is the Sevya Bhagavan and the Sevaka Bhagavan. So both are Bhagavans. Krishna's first expansion is Balram, but still Balram is Sevaka Bhagavan, and he serves Sevya Bhagavan in the form of Krishna. When Krishna appeared in the arena of the Rajasuya sacrifice organized by Maharaj Yudhishthira, to all present, including great sages and demigods, Krishna became the cynosure, the center of attraction, and everyone offered him respects. Okay, so we have covered few. We have some more time. Any questions up till now? We'll cover another few qualities, maybe up till 50. Then in the next two classes, we'll finish, and then we'll start the next section. We'll have a recap so that we are in track what is happening in the Bhagavatam. But any questions up till now? Up till now, any questions? Okay, we'll cover a few more qualities. Now, this is 48. Samriddhiman. Mahasampati yukto yo bhavet esha samriddhiman. He who possesses greatest treasure, Mahasampati yukto yo bhavet, is called prosperous. Esha samriddhiman. Nobody can have, you know, prosperity like Krishna. He possesses all the wealth of this universe. So then what to speak of some millionaire or trillionaire? And how long he'll possess? Maybe, from Krishna's perspective, it is not even nanoseconds. He possesses that wealth and he gets intoxicated by it. So this is how powerful Maya and illusion is. Yatha. O subduer of Muradamana, 560 million Yadus are serving you. Sat Panchadi Yadukula Bhuvam Kotyastvam Bhajate. Your eight treasures are raining all wealth. Varshanti Ashto Nidhayas Charta Jatam Tavami. 900,000 Navabhir Lakshata, pure palaces are shining in glory. Shuddhantas cha Spurati Saud Lakshmer. Who would not be astonished on Kim api te natra chitrate kaha, seeing your well Lakshmim Pashan. So this is the question being asked. This is again from Bhagavatam. The number of 560 million is arrived at by considering the subdivisions of a clan. This is an example from the Lord Krishna's manifested pastimes manifested on earth. However, the same exists in the Lord's unmanifest pastimes. It should be understood that by the desire of the Lord, this becomes manifest on earth. So it's the same, this number itself is too big to fit in our brains. 560 million. Saw in the verse. 560 million yadus are serving you. And the same number is there both in the Prakat and the Aprakat Leela. It should be understood that by the desire of the Lord, this becomes manifest on earth. Thus it is said in the Bhagavatam. Now it is from the 10th canto, 5th chapter, 18th. This is the verse reference Jiva Goswami is giving in the commentary. O Maharaj Parishit Nripa, the home of Nand Maharaj is eternally the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tata Arabhya Nandasya. And his transcendental qualities, Gune, and is therefore always naturally endowed with the opulence of all words. Sarva Samriddhiman. So that is the word here, it is used also, Sarva Samriddhiman. And this is also the quality, Samriddhiman. So Sarva Samriddhiman is here word used. Yet, beginning from Lord Krishna's appearance there, Harer Nivasatma Vraja, place of manifestation, became the place for the pastime of the goddess of fortune. Rama Kridam Abun. all opulent. Krishna is full in all opulence, namely strength, wealth, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. When Krishna was present in Dwarka, his family, which is known as the Yadu dynasty, consisted of 560 million members. Can you imagine? 560 million members. And all these family members were very obedient and faithful to Krishna. Can we imagine again? Very obedient and faithful. There were more than 9 lakh big palatial buildings there to house all the people, and everyone in them respected Krishna as the most worshipable. Devotees were astonished to see the opulence of Krishna. Yatha va Krishna Karnamrite. So another example from the Krishna Karnamrit. In Vrindavani, the ornaments on the feet of the women, Charana Bhushanam Anganam, are Chintamanish. The flower trees for making decorations, Shringara Pushpa Taravaha, are desire trees, Suranam. The desire cows, Kamadenu, are the wealth of Vraja Dhanam Nanu. This display of wealth is Vrindani Chet Aho Vibhuti, is the ocean of happiness. Sukha Sindur. This is not in any of the present versions of the work. It is also quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya. So this verse in the present Karnamrit, Krishna Karnamrit, it is not there. But Rupa Goswami has referred in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Chaitanya Charitamrit, Kaviraj Goswami has referred. So definitely it is a bona fide quotation. This was verified by Bilva Mangal Thakur when in Krishna Karnamrit, he addressed Krishna as thus. So Prabhupada is saying the same thing. My dear Lord, what can I say about the opulence of your Vrindavan? Simply the ornaments on the legs of the damsels of Vrindavan are more than Chintamani. And their dresses are as good as the heavenly Parijata flowers. And the cows exactly resemble the Surbi cows in the transcendental abode. Therefore, your opulence is just like an ocean that no one can measure. 49th quality, Varyan. Sarvesham ati mukyo yah sa Varyan itir yate. He who is the best, Varyan. Yatha. Brahma and others, Brahman atra Puru Dusha Saha, came to see Krishna and arrived at the gate of Dwarka. Puru Pithe Nisheda Shanam. The doorkeeper said, Chatubir Alam, O Brahma, Surendra, just sit for a moment with Shiva on this seat. Tishta. It is not necessary to make hymns of praise. Ete Dwari Muhu Katam. Just remain silent, Tushnim. O Varuna, Varishi, go away. Dhruvibhava, Dhrubhava, Duribhava. Why are the Devta Suragana making such a clamor at the gate? Kurvanti Kolahalam. It is not time for the Lord of Dwarka to come. Hanta Avasoro Nadyapi Nishpadete. So all the great Devatas, are at the gate of Dwarka to have the darshan. So he is how much he is the chief of all people. That proves this. Other doorkeepers coming from Krishna say, why are the Devatas making such a clamor at the gate? Then Brahma and others say, how unfortunate, it is not time for the Lord of Dwarka to come. Prabhupada, all honorable. A person who is chief among all important persons is called all honorable. When Krishna was living at Dwarka, demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and many others used to come to visit him. The doorkeeper who had to manage the entrance of all these demigods, one very busy day said, my dear Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, please sit down on this bench and wait. My dear Indra, please desist from reading your prayers. This is creating disturbance. Please wait silently. My dear Varuna, please go away. You can imagine the power, the strength of that gatekeeper. All these devatas, he's instructing them. My dear demigods, do not waste your time uselessly. Krishna is very busy. He cannot see you. Ishvara. So this is now the 50th quality. Uh, this is the last one we'll see today. Dvideshwara Swatantrascha Durlangyagyaschcha Kriyate. It is said there are two types of controller. Dvida Ishvara Kriyate. He who is independent, Swatantracha, and he whose orders cannot be neglected. Durlangyagyaschcha. Durlang means not to neglect. You cannot neglect his orders. So both are qualities of controllers. Tatra Swatantro Yatha. So one who is independent. Though Kaliya offended the Lord, Kaliya Pannagaya Aparadyatepi, Krishna gave him mercy. Krishna Prasadam Akarot. By placing his footmark on his head. Padakam Eva Killer. Though Brahma praised the Lord, Brahmani Stuvantipi Apurvam, Krishna did not glance at him. Na Drishamapi. Such unprecedented behavior is suitable to the Lord. Staneyam, because the Vedas praise him as being independent. Nigamer Nuto Swatantra Charitro. So Krishna is independent. Whatever he wants, he can do. He can. Kalia, who was so envious, for him he danced on his hoods and gave him mercy. And Brahma praised him, but still Krishna did not look at him. Let's see Jiva Goswami's commentary. This is suitable sthane behavior. I am. He is praised Nuta by the Vedas Nikame as having an independent nature. Swatantraha Charita. Prabhupada, the supreme controller. There are two kinds of controllers or lords. One who is independent is called controller, and one whose orders cannot be neglected by anyone is called controller. Regarding Krishna's complete independence and lordship, Srimad Bhagavatam says that although Kaliya was a great offender, Krishna still favored him by marking his head with his lotus feet. Whereas Lord Brahma, although having prayed to Krishna with so many wonderful verses, still could not attract him. This contradictory treatment by Krishna is just befitting his position, because in all the Vedic literatures, he is described as a complete independent. In the beginning of Bhagavatam, the Lord is described as Swarat, which means completely independent. Janmadhyasya to anvayat itarascharteshu abhigna Swarat. So he's abhigna and Swarat. Supreme absolute truth. So Prabhupada is adding something additional in his summary study of Nectar of Devotion. The absolute truth is not only sentient, but independent. So now for the second Ishvara, that is Durlang Yagyo Yata Tritiye. Lord Shri Krishna, Swayam Tu, is a Lord of all kinds of Shamyati Shayas Tridashaha, and is independently supreme by achievement of all kinds of fortune. Swara, eternal maintenance of the creation. Balim Harabhishchir Lokapale, who offer him the paraphernalia of worship by touching their millions of helmets. Great controllers like maintainers of uh, creation, like the three murtis, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, they offer their worship and their millions of helmets and disobey the orders of Krishna. As for Krishna's orders not being neglected by anyone, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, verse 21, and therefore Sorry, my internet connection got disrupted. I hope I'll just take another. We are just short 5 minutes more, but I'll just complete this. All the great kings and emperors used to come before him, offer their gifts, and pay obeisances with their helmets at the feet of the Lord. Yathava, another example. Oh, many enemy of Kamsare, all the Brahmas, Vidigana, accepting your order to create Shrishtaye, Yaha Kritagyo. Create all the new universes. Navya Brahmanda Vrindeshvrati. All the Shivas destroy all the old universes. Rudagno Kala Jirne Shayam. On your order to destroy. Avatana Nute Yaha Shayanu Shishta. All are examination, Twadamsha, in the form of Vishnu Sarupa, protectors of the universe, Raksham, carry out your order to protect the newly created universe. Vidadati, Tarune, Rakshino, Yaha. All the masters of the universes in all directions, Sarve Dishi Dishi, Anjanantaha, are waiting your order. Santi Bhavata Shashane. So this is how nobody can defy the orders of Krishna. In this verse, Kritagya does not mean grateful but accepting orders. Since the universes are old, Kalajirni, a group of Shivas destroy them on his order. Since the universes are young, Tarune, a group of Vishnus protect them. After the Lord gives order, it is to be expected that they will be attentive for upholding the given order. Even at the time of creation, the Vishnus and Shivas remain always ready to follow Krishna's order because of the existence of portions of universes needing protection and destruction at that time. However, by the use of the three words, Navya, Jirna, Taruna, the intensity of attention at those particular times by Brahma, Shivas, and Vishnus is emphasized. So the point, what is being murdered in the purport is that at all times, it's not that destruction is going to happen, then only Shiva is attentive to carry the order. At all times, they are ready, but specifically at those times when there is creation, maintenance, and destruction. One devotee said, My dear Krishna, when you order Brahma, now you may create the universe, and when you order Shiva, now you may dissolve this manifestation. You are in this way creating and dissolving material creation yourself. Simply by your orders and by your partial representation of Vishnu, you are maintaining the universes. In this way, O Krishna, O enemy of Kamsa, there are so many Brahmas and Shivas who are simply carrying out your orders. So quality 51 onwards, we will see in the next class. Any questions, any clarifications up till now? Sorry, we shot a little more, 10 minutes more, but I wanted to finish up till 50 qualities. Okay, there are two questions. Birendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, we see these so many great qualities of Krishna, and still we see character like Kansa, Jarasandha, and Shishupal. They behave in anti-way. So how do we see them, Prabhu? Is this at the Leela point of view, or how do we see? They are eternally, they are envious to Krishna.
Eternally?
Eternally envious to Krishna, or they are just playing the role.
Yes, one thing we have to understand, when Krishna performs his Leela, extreme lessons Krishna wants to teach us to each of these characters. Sometimes these demons can be, eternal associates like Jay and Vijay who come to participate in the Lord's Leela. And sometimes these are demons who are from many lifetimes developing these demonic qualities, and they also get opportunity to be as part of the Leela of the Lord, whichever avatars. And by the Lord killing them, they also ultimately, the Lord bestows mercy upon them. So there can be these, but for our spiritual realization, Krishna enacts these in his pastimes, which is a drama on the stage of the material world. So we can take deeper lessons and for our spiritual realization. how we should, take care of these anarthas which come, in our practice. Actually represents some specific anarthas, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Chaitanya Shikshamrit and what each of these demons, what anartha is represent. By practicing Krishna consciousness, we should become free from these anarthas. Okay, Chakra Ram Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in the 42
Yes.
number quality, word Patapi
Mm-hmm.
and Paramtapa is a Arjuna's Paramtapa, you said.
Yes. Yes.
I have not mislistening somewhere the link.
Yes, correct.
This Paramtapa,
Arjuna is Parantapa also, but Krishna is, that quality is there in Krishna also. And pratapi means, tapa means to give tap, inflict pain. And
okay.
in a very astonishing way, Krishna can do, which others cannot do. To the highest degree, Krishna is Parantapa in one sense. So Krishna addresses Arjuna there as Parantapa, but Krishna himself is also Parantapa, Pratapi. That this is the term used here, and that is one of the qualities of Krishna. Is it clear?
No, Arjuna, when Arjuna is becoming like a Paramtapa, so he has the power to inflict pain on others. But whereas he was the instrument only.
Yeah, he was inflicting like any king who is ruling for the wicked and the mischievous, he inflicts pain to them. So he's also one sense Parantapa, but
Okay.
Arjuna was the best of the Parantapas who inflicted pain of the enemies. And Krishna to the highest degree is there. So that's why that is one of the quality of Krishna.
Fair enough, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Hare
fine.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai. Shri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.